who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. It's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field. Hey, Nikita. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had to work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Team Texas Tuesday. And while we're going to talk about a lot of things to do with stuff here in the state of Texas, it's too much going on outside the state for me not to get it in. Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert. You know, the dude who trains all the horses, and a lot of them won the Kentucky Derby. You know, his horse, Medina, him, Funky Cole Medina Spirit, tested positive for that ooh-wee-wee, and may get disqualified if they do extra samples, and he got that ooh-wee-wee in his system. You know, it was medicinal. It was for his glaucoma. You know what I'm saying? The horse was just trying to get through some things and pop dirty. And Bob Baffert, the trainer of the horse, went from cancel culture to somebody took a potty break in the horse's hay to now he think he might have figured out what it is now. And I'm just like, Bob, yo, Bob, excuse my broken English. Who is your people, dog? Like, who are your people? You know, the people that talk for you? Because you need to let them talk. Because, bruh, you look real crazy right about now. Like, they ought to suspend you just because how you look and sound right now. I don't care if you did it or not. You'll sound like you okay. You and Kim Mulkey done drunk out the same cup. Y'all drinking out the same cup, dog. I know you, bruh. Y'all excuse me with my broken English today. I really did graduate from somebody's college and university. But, bruh, huh? What? Bob Baffert ain't okay. Y'all need to check on him. Where's mom and daddy at? Where's people at? Y'all need to go check on him. Do one of the wellness checks on him. This dude said somebody canceled him. It's cancel culture. And then it was somebody took a urination break in the horse's hay, and that's how the horse popped dirty. And then it was today's explanation. Let me get to it real fast. I ain't got but a couple of minutes before I got to do a break. Chris Bingle, CBS Sports writes, Bob Baffert added another twist to the Medina Spirit drama on Tuesday. The trainer announced in a statement that Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit was treated with an antifungal ointment which contained the steroid Bethesa. Yeah, well, I don't know why I tried to do that one. Me and steroids, I don't do them, so I can't pronounce them. Let me leave it alone. According to Baffert, the ointment was the reason that Medina Spirit failed a post-race drug test. The ointment was used to treat Medina Spirit's dermatitis. It was given to the horse one day leading up to the Kentucky Derby on May the 1st. After the race, Medina Spirit tested positive for 21 picograms of that steroid, which is meant to help with joint issues. Medina Spirit will be disqualified from the Kentucky Derby and, as a result, stripped of its first place finish if a second round of drug testing high-level traces of that steroid are found. He went on to say, my investigation is continuing, and we do not know for sure if this ointment was the cause of the test results or if the test results are even accurate, as they have yet to be confirmed by the split sample, Baffert said in the statement. He said, I've been told that a finding of a small amount such as 21 picograms could be consistent with application of this type of ointment. Y'all check on your dude. If that's your people, check on him. That's your uncle, cousin, paran, Big Daddy. I don't need to know all the details of how y'all know each other, but check on him, please, for his sake. Now, I'm not done with this. I got to take a break, but when I come back, I got to, look, as the famous announcer said, and that's not the end of the story. I'll be right back.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
I'm coming, y'all.
And I want to let you know, couldn't be more thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine. This is a deadly disease, and we know the vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. It's how we'll start getting back to seeing friends and family and doing all those things we love again. So I hope you'll join me, Barack, and millions of others around the country and get your vaccine as soon as it's available to you. It's safe, it's free, and it could save your life or the life of someone you love. To learn more, just go to cdc.gov/coronavirus. I know it's been a long, hard year, but we can beat back this pandemic. With your help, we can do this.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human
Back
Services.
to the lunch.
All right, y'all. We back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and all new 92.3 FM. I got all kinds of stuff going on because I'm trying to help Bob Baffert out. And y'all get busy and y'all don't be checking on people like y'all supposed to check on them. Somebody needs to go see what Bob Baffert got going on and make sure he all right. I'm just saying. Hey, Natasha Marie, Nikita LaFleur, everybody listening on AM 1140 and 92.3 FM Everybody streaming live on KYOKradio.org. And those checking us out on Facebook and YouTube, what's up? What's up? So we're talking about Bob Baffert. He is the trainer for the horse Medina Spirit that tested positive for some stuff, they ain't supposed to have in a system. I don't know if he had a little ooh wee wee or ya or that right there, whatever it was. Hey CJ, I don't know, but all I know is what I know. Bob Baffert is not making it better with all these extraneous statements. Like first it was cancel culture. Like folks is just straight out to get you. And let me just say this real quick on this cancel culture thing. There are some people that you just don't need to give them a slogan because they'll wear it out. They will wear it out. Don't tell them your favorite joke because they will wear it out. And the cancel culture slogan is just overused. And like most things, when you got certain people using it, they don't use it the right way. Everything is cancel culture. And, so Bob Baffert, first thing out of his mouth, it's cancel culture. They trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, Bob Baffert has had multiple, not alleged, not supposed, but multiple cases where his horses tested positive for stuff that they weren't supposed to have in their system. Not one, not two, not three, but multiple. So this is not random. This is not out of the blue. This is not, hey, this is your first time. So, we're gonna go ahead and suspend you even though it's your first time. It's not. Do your research. And in fact, there have been close to 37 times that there has been a question, and there have been multiple times that those questions have been confirmed. Bob Baffert. So I don't know why people don't understand, and I'm not talking politically. I know I got a lot of folks that's upset with me and mad at me and reporting the show. One guy sent me a very nice email. AJ, I noticed your numbers have dropped. I think if you would stick to sports and stay out of the political realm, then your numbers would go back up. First of all, I appreciate you listening and taking the time to email me. I give my email and my phone number out liberally. Appreciate you following up. But hey, dog, listen to me. I'm not on here for likes. I'm not on here for likes. Like, I do my show, and I call it a privilege to do this show and to have a voice for, groups that don't have a lot of voice on the radio airwaves. You got a lot of this and a lot of that, but you don't have a lot of what I do. So thank you for that. Again, the numbers I'm not worried about. I want to make sure that people's voices are heard. And that's why I bring in the guests that I bring in. That's why I do the segments that I do. That's why I know people come and go, but I got to do what I got to do whether they come and go. So I digress. I'm not making this political. Bob Baffert was the one that said cancel culture. It wasn't that. And then the man, who has millions of dollars. I mean, millions of dollars. And, some of y'all think that makes people really smart because they found a way to make millions of dollars. Then he said somebody urinated on the horse's hay. And the horse ate the hay with the tainted urination on it. And that's how the horse tested positive. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody in their right mind looked at me and said a whole doggone horse that weighs a lot of, just pounds upon pounds, got steroids in their system because somebody intentionally injected themselves with something or ingested something in themselves and then urinated it out on the hay, which the horse then ate and tested positive after the race. I'm gonna just put it to you like this, dog. You all right? Now, for real. Now, forget the horse. I'm talking about you. Are you all right? Because that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. See, sometimes you got to talk to people for real and not just, the whole, hey, how you doing? And you don't want to know the answer because you keep walking. You got to look them in their good eye and you got to lean into them and say, dog, are you all right? Yo, Bob, for real, man, talk to me. Are you okay? What are you talking about? I'm just talking about, you just said that somebody peed on your horse's hay and the horse ate the hay and that's how they tested positive for steroids. I'm worried about you, bro. I know you're upset about all this. I know you're trying to make your name and make your money and all that. And I get it, bro. But you can't go in there with that. That one right there, Bob. I don't know who told you that might have been how the horse got it. Don't tell nobody that. That's just going to stay between you and me. You got to talk to some people like they understand you so that they don't go out there looking crazy. Because real friends don't let their friends look crazy. Real friends don't do that. Like, bruh, you got a booger in your nose. You need to hold up, get that before you go out there and get in front of the cameras. That's how a real friend got to talk to a real friend. I'm gonna take a break. I'm almost done with this, but I got one more piece to it, and I'm gonna let it go because I need somebody to go check on their Uncle Bob. We'll be right back.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots for Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dade Phelan. They are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
Now, back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Team Texas Tuesday, and I know I'm supposed to be doing some HBCU music. I'm trying to get to it. If y'all only knew how bad I need a producer, man. I need a producer bad. Like bad. Like if you know a producer, I need him. All right, so hold on. Let me see what this is. No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Let me get it. Keith Hennig, you rocking to this? Keith Hennig, I'm doing this one for you, dog. Keith, every now and then just say, I'm telling them, those horns. Natasha Marie, I know you getting it. They talking about Southern is what they saying right there. Yeah. And what I love is the whole band will get up and be dancing right about that while they chanting and rocking. I'm telling you, I love it. If you've never experienced it, you got to get it in. You got to get it in. Let me pull it down before I get up out my seat and go in. I almost went in. You know how they do on church, at church on Sunday, when that organ player get to going, they get to going in. That's Southern University. And hey, got that right here on the lunch break as we spotlight HBCU marching bands for the show this week. So if you got a favorite HBCU marching band that you want to get in, I want y'all to hit me up with it, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. You can text it to me, 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005, or you can email me, aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. Make sure I know which band it is. Make sure I know the song so I can give some credit, all right? All right, CJ say, get on out of that seat. No. No, man, I be giving y'all too much for free. Yeah, man. So anyway, let me get back to Bob Baffert. Somebody sent me a text message too. Let me read this real quick because this was a good one. I like it. Oh, we got breaking news. Yeah, I get it now. Hang on. Let me go back to this breaking news. Boom. AT&T Sportsnet's Bill Worrell, who is the voice of the Rockets on television and on radio sometimes, says, and I quote, "I've decided that after 4 decades of broadcasting Rockets games, it is time for me to step away from the day-to-day grind of the booth. To have worked for my hometown team and to have been a part of bringing so many memorable moments into your homes over the years, including the back-to-back championships, has been the greatest joy of my life. His final game will be Friday. I'm sorry, is it Friday? Yeah, Friday, May 14th will be his final game. And I got to be honest, man, he's one of the ones I liked. I like Bill Worrell. Going to be missed. I mean, legendary voice. Him and Matt Bullard weren't bad together. Yeah, I liked him and Matt Bullard. So be interesting to see if they let Matt Bullard take that lead chair where Bill Worrell was, and who they bring in to the chair next to Matt Bullard. I'd love to see Clyde Drexler in one of those chairs. I don't know if Clyde wants to do it, but I would love to see Clyde in one of those chairs. And let me throw a very, dark horse, someone from most folks that wouldn't even have on their radar. I'd make an offer to bring Kenny Smith back. I know Kenny Smith is killing it with TNT, but I'd at least pick up the phone and call him and say, yo, Kenny, how much to get you to come be the voice of your former franchise? I would, oh gosh. Keith Hennig, you just like knocked the gut out of the fat part of my stomach. You just knocked all the wind out of the fat part of my stomach, bro. You know that part on the side that when you get real tired, you just go up a bunch of stairs, or you got to walk a long distance, and your body hurt in that one spot. That's where you just hit me with that one. He said, let me read it out loud so y'all can feel my pain. Keith Hennig said they'll bring in Tim Tebow after he bombs in Jacksonville. Remember when they did that cutout of Bernie Sanders when he was sitting at the inauguration with his gloves on, his jacket, and he had his legs crossed? That's what they need to do with Tim Tebow. They need to cut him out of every picture that he's in and put him in the Rockets chair. They need to put him on the moon. They need to have him giving COVID-19 shots. Tim Tebow can obviously do it all. Tim Tebow is the new Bo Jackson. They had that commercial, Bo knows, and they had Bo doing everything. That's what they need to do with Tim Tebow. I'm not going to get on how I feel about him coming back to the NFL because there's no guarantee he's going to make the 53-man roster or whatever the new roster size is. But still, the fact that he's getting a chance is interesting to say the least. But anyway, I would love for the Rockets to make an offer to Kenny Smith to try and see if he would leave the TNT booth and come back to his hometown. Now, come back to where he played, had a great history. They're gonna have to pay him though. It's not one of those hometown discount things. Whatever he's making at TNT, you got to make it worth his while to come and do this. And if you can't get him, another voice, Vernon Maxwell. And I know Vernon Maxwell hadn't done any broadcast journalism stuff, but Vernon Maxwell is one of those local legends that just didn't get enough shine after he left. I would love to hear Vernon Maxwell on the call every time the Rockets play. I'd love to hear that. If you're not following Vernon Maxwell on Twitter, you don't know what I'm talking about. Vernon Maxwell is hilarious, and I'm sure he could be a professional and serious when he needs to be. So yeah, I'd love to see that. Would be interested to know. It's Team Texas Tuesday. Would be interesting to know who you would like to hear as the next voice of the Rockets now that Bill Worwell is stepping back. Is stepping back after 4 decades of calling Rockets games. So curious. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005. Mario Ellie would be another good one. Mario Ellie would be a great one. I'd love Mario if he did it. Love that voice. Love that voice. Matt Bullard and Mario Ellie might have something on it. I like that one. Kenny Smith and Matt Bullard would be interesting. And Vernon Maxwell and whomever would be fun. Would be a lot of fun. Let Matt Bullard do the lead chair and let Mad Max do his thing. That'd be hilarious. I'm telling you, that'd be good. Let's see. Keith Hennig, that is funny. What Timmy doesn't realize is tight ends have to block. Man, I'm not wishing any harm on anybody, any pain on anybody. Tim Tebow has taken some big shots. I can't say Tim Tebow is not built for the big shots. He hadn't taken one in a long time. Because even while he was still in the league, he wasn't getting any run. when he was in New England, Jets. Somebody even showed me him in an Eagles uniform. I don't remember that stop. But I don't know, man. It's a violent game. It ain't baseball. And I do, man. I feel some kind of way for the tight ends that either got drafted or were trying to try out, were unsigned, undrafted free agents that were trying to get on the squad, and now they won't have a chance to get on the squad because that spot is temporarily taken by Tebow. Let that just, again, it ain't race, it ain't political, it's none of that. It just is what it is. Cornbread Maxwell. That's an interesting one. All right. Okay, I see what y'all doing out there. Let me get back to Bob Baffert before I wrap that up. Oh, I said I was trying to find a message about where is that one? Okay, here it is. 34. What's the number? 346-358. 346-358 says, AJ, I'm with you on this whole cancel culture. Why is holding people accountable cancel culture? Certain things, if you do wrong, you need to be terminated or at least suspended. It's not cancel culture for expecting people to do the right thing. I agree. And people just say cancel culture. So we're just supposed to let anybody say anything they want to say, do anything they want to do, whether it's right or wrong, and we can't say nothing about it because it's cancel culture. And then Bob Baffert, with his rich, smart self, went out with somebody urinated on the hay, and they had the steroids in their body. And now today it's, oh yeah, I forgot we rubbed him down with an ointment that had the steroid in it that y'all found in his body. It's like, bruh, I'm really concerned about you. I think you and Kim Mulkey need to get 2 separate cups. Can I get y'all some separate mugs? Because y'all are drinking out of the same cup, and it doesn't make sense. If Bob Baffert don't know what was going on with his horse, I'm sorry. I know he's the big name trainer. He's the Bill Belichick of trainers in horse racing. He needs to be suspended. Remember how they suspended everybody for the Saints because of Bounty Gate? And I hate saying those gates. Remember how they suspended everybody? Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton, Greg Williams, the assistant defensive coordinator. Everybody got suspended. Well, why? Well, you should have known. If Bob Baffert don't know what's going on with his gazillion-dollar horse, then he should be suspended. And if he's coming up with all these, let me throw something on the wall to see what sticks, he should be suspended for that too. And oh yeah, by the way, this is 37, 38th time that there's been a question concerning your horses? Multiple of them have been found to have had steroids in their system. I don't know, bro. You might just wear this L. And here's the thing. Bob Baffert has money for an attorney. The attorney is about to file an injunction to stay his suspension. And if the horse gets suspended, they're going to file an injunction to, not have the horse stripped of his victory. If you got all that kind of money for attorneys, why don't you have all that kind of money for cameras? Doc, you can get one of them Ring doorbell cameras and put it on the stall, and that way whoever is going wee-wee in the horse's hay, you can find out. Whoever's trying to cancel you by tainting your horse, we can find out. That's like $150, bro. You got all that money for the attorney. Why don't you put a little system in place so we can see what's going on? I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. And the new way to get out of anything is cancel culture. It's cancel culture. They out to get me. Every now and then, why don't you just say, man, I lied. My bad. Or, man, I was wrong. I tried it. It did, I got caught. My bad. Everything ain't cancel culture. Everything ain't everybody out to get you. Sometimes the person out to get you is you. So, all right, I'm done. I'm going to leave Bob Baffert alone now. But that's just crazy to me. Did y'all hear about this loose tiger in Houston? Loose tiger. I know this ain't sports. Where's my drop? I got a drop that says, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with sports. Did y'all hear about the loose tiger in Houston? What in the world? Listen to me. I get nervous when I see a loose dog, okay? Especially depending upon what kind of dog it is. Schnauzer, Pomeranian, something like that, Chihuahua. I'm all right. Don't come nipping at my legs. You come running at me, you little dog, I'm gonna stomp on the ground. You're gonna urinate on yourself. But now we're talking about pit bull, Rottweiler, Doberman, Mastiff, Great Dane. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm nervous. That's out. That's loose. And with some of them dogs, you can't really jump up on nobody's car because a Great Dane can get up there with you. Talking about what we doing up here. Can you get back down so I can chase you? Pit bulls, man. Some pit bulls don't play. Some pit bulls can jump high enough to get up on the car with you. And if they're real hungry, like you thought I couldn't get up there? Hold on. Let me show you something real quick. But we talking a whole doggone Bengal tiger was loose in a suburb in Houston. Not the country, not out in the wild, not on some wildlife preserve. Like you walk into your mailbox and, is that a tiger? I'll be doggone if that don't look like a tiger. I'm scratching my head for a reason. What in the world? And oh yeah, by the way, let's keep it sports related. Tigers can run pretty fast. And, since the Olympics are coming up, tigers can jump pretty high. That's why they put a big old moat and a high fence in the tiger encampment at the zoo. If it's not enough distance between the moat and the fence, the tiger can say, I bet they don't know I could get to them. And you sticking your tongue out at it and you throwing popcorn at it and all that. And that tiger say, I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right there. And that thing leaps up there and is in your face real fast and in a hurry. I say all that to say people walked up on a tiger in the neighborhoods. I now understand it was a off-duty police officer. I don't care. You can't control a handcuffed black man. How you gonna control a tiger? Your gun ain't that big, dog. I'm like, come on, man. Just because you have a badge don't make you Batman. Batman ain't got no real powers. He got gadgets. You got a whole Glock, and you think you're going to take down the tiger. I'll be right back.
You're listening to 1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots for Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dade Phelan. They are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
Job and Joseph will be used in Texas.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Let me see. I'm trying to find another marching band. Hold on. Let me see what I got. Did that one already. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, hang on. Stay there.
This is a KYOK production.
All right. I think this is just an intro. Hold on. Somebody sent this to me, so let me check it out. Let's see what they talking about. All right, here we go. Let's get the band on. Thank you for your intro. Appreciate that. I need to start editing it. They definitely hyped about it. That's the crazy thing. This is for the band, not the players, but the band. That's the HBCU experience. When the dancers come out, the drum majors. When they just start stepping in. This is how hyped they get. Longhorn Keith, they don't do this for the UT marching band. They are hyped because the drum majors are walking. I want to be an HBCU marching band hype man. That's my next job. Man, I missed this. Is the Bayou Classic going to be Thanksgiving this year? I need to get down there. CJ says, yes, it is. Man, I miss this even now. Love it. Somebody on the ground showing off. I like when they bend all the way back and they touch their head to to the field, and they not laying down. They just got those knees bent and that back bent all the way back. All right, I want to hear the music now, y'all. Look, y'all got too much intro. Let me hear some music. I'm fast forwarding. Man, those drum lines, there is not a drum line better than at an HBCU. I don't care what military school you're talking about, A&M, MIT, I don't care. There's not a better drum line than at an HBCU. Keith, the tuba player, doesn't do it. It's the drum major. Come on, drums. Man, I'm trying to tell you that I got to pull it down. Because y'all going to make me go home and watch Drumline. All right, that was the Norfolk State University Marching Band coming in to the 2019 Band Brawl. So, yeah, Norfolk State, we got you. Big shout out to whoever sent me that one from the Norfolk State Marching Band. All right, so now let me get back to some people will send me text messages on Voices of. Somebody said, "Where's Robert Ory? Would love to see him back." Of course, somebody said Hakeem Olajuwon. A lot of folks are in agreement with me on the Kenny Smith, if they can afford him. Somebody said, AJ, could he possibly do both? I don't know. I don't know if he could still do TNT and do the do the broadcast here. I don't think so. Those TV networks, they love their people, and a lot of them have non-compete clauses and all that kind of stuff. The network that covers the Rockets game or the Rockets themselves would have to pony up that money. Tillman Fertitta got to reach down in them pockets and get Kenny Smith to come and do it. But that would be great. If Kenny Smith comes, Kenny Smith goes in the lead chair and Matt Bullard stays in the number 2 chair, in my opinion. So we'll see. All right. Something else I want to talk about. There was a published report. I think Rich Eisen also said it, that Texan quarterback Deshaun Watson may be trying to settle the sexual assault cases out of court so that he can get back to focusing on football. I don't know that to be true. Again, I don't have any inside sources. And let me say, as I always do, I believe sexual assault is serious. I believe anyone who believes they were sexually assaulted, feels like they were sexually assaulted, actually were sexually assaulted, should have their day in court. They should be believed. They should have their day in court. They should receive justice. That being said, if they're willing to settle out of court at whatever amounts, I don't need to know it. I'm not one of those people. I don't need to know it. But if they are willing to settle, then Deshaun is able to go to the next phase of his football career. And again, it's not all about Deshaun. Let me just say, it's a sports talk show. I'm talking sports. I'm just walking through the published reports. The next stage of his career would be waiting to find out what the NFL is going to do. And given the history of what they did with Ben Roethlisberger, I can't think of anybody else that they addressed sexually assault-wise, they can suspend him from anywhere from 4 games to an entire season. They can suspend him from anywhere from 4 games to an entire season. I think Big Ben was supposed to get 6 games and he got 4, or was it 6? Where's Willie Gibson? I know Willie knows. But, anywhere from 4 games to an entire season. I believe, this is just me now, I believe the NFL is going to take him off the field for an entire season. And they'll do that even without there being a conviction. They did it with Ezekiel Elliott. They've done it with a couple of other players where there was no conviction, but they went ahead and did that. They got that commissioner as exemplars. They had Adrian Peterson on it. Ray Rice was on it. I don't think Kareem Hunt was on it, but that's the one that they can go wild with it. Keith Hennig, if DW4 is found innocent, why should he get suspended? Well, again, Ben Roethlisberger was never found guilty, but he got suspended. Ezekiel Elliott was never found guilty, but he got suspended. There was a guy for San Francisco that I don't think he was found innocent, but it was proven that the person lied, and they still suspended him for a game or 2 because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, again, I believe that the NFL will suspend him for, in my opinion, a year, a whole season. So now we're talking 2022. And reportedly, the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the teams that's willing to make a decision on him once the league makes a decision on him. If he settles his cases out of court and then the league suspends him, Philadelphia is apparently one of the teams that's rumored to be interested in him regardless. And if you think about it, they got Jalen Hurts. They brought in Jamie Martin? Not Martin. What's the young man out of Boston College? They brought him in. They still got Joe Flacco. So they're the team that could get through a season without Deshaun, but you put Deshaun in the starting, you clear him of all the charges, you clear him of the NFL suspension, and now it's a whole different deal. As much as I love Jalen Hurts, I go with Deshaun Watson over Jalen Hurts. Oh, Willie said I missed the question. How many games was Big Ben suspended for? How many games was Big Ben suspended for, Willie? And somebody asked, what's the recurring theme with the whole season suspension? So the NFL doesn't handle these kind of things well. So what they tend to do is they err on the excessive side so it doesn't look like they're going light on their players. They've messed up so much with domestic assault, sexual assault, and other, stuff off the field that they'll go overboard. So given the number of plaintiffs involved, given, the fact that Deshaun did seek out all these different massage therapists, I could see the NFL saying, we're going to take him off for a whole season. Give him a year to get himself together. Give him a year to get himself together. All right, so Keith Hennig said 4. Willie Gibson says 3. Okay, correction, 4 games. So it was 4 games. I'm glad y'all didn't make me have to choose between you two because I love both of y'all like breathing. I love y'all like Bob Baffert's horse likes ooh wee wee. I love y'all like that. I love y'all like that. That's how much I love y'all. All right, so let me do this. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on with her What You Need to Know Today. And then we'll take a break. Well, I'm not going to be able to get her on. So we'll do the top of the hour. We'll do the what time is it, game time. Got to do that for the folks that love that. And then we'll squeeze Sybil Wilkes in there as well. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I'll finish talking about Deshaun after that. And then I got to talk about Russell Westbrook, and I got to talk about them Houston Rockets. And, man, what happened in San Antonio?
Legendary. 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Following what some officials consider a disappointing April jobs report, the Federal Treasury Department is hoping to boost the economy. They're set to distribute $350 billion to local and state governments, marking the beginning of the program that is a substantial part of President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief program. The funds are to help workers, small businesses, and industries affected by the pandemic-related downturn and to help pay for public health expenses. Voting rights legislation will be front and center this week as a comprehensive voting rights and election overhaul bill faces the Senate Rules Committee. Democrats say the goal of the bill, called the For the People Act, is to impose a national standard for voting rights, which have recently been under attack, especially by GOP-led state lawmakers. The act would include adding millions of Americans to the rolls with automatic voter registration and relaxing same-day registration mandates. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is the second hour of the lunch break. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in, listening on KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Also, you all checking us out on Facebook. Also, those checking us out on YouTube. I was getting ready to say on Instagram, but no, got folks tuning into us on YouTube. So appreciate y'all. We are really close to getting something worked out. Remember, I told y'all going to be looking for some other platforms. Got something in the works. As soon as it's done, as soon as it's inked, I'll be bringing some more news to you. But let's just say I spoke it one day, and the next day it was like, oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So I cannot wait for the new dimension, new directions. All right, so let me close out on this Deshaun Watson deal. Again, folks asking why I say that probably going to get taken out for at least a year. Again, Roger Goodell never gets this right. Roger Goodell never gets this right. So I'll amend it to say 8 games to a year. What do they play now? 17 games, 8 games to a year. I won't be surprised if I don't see Deshaun Watson in 2021. That being said, there are teams that are still interested in him. As soon as this stuff gets cleared up, you're going to see somebody like, I'm not even going to go to 5 landing spots for Deshaun Watson. Let me throw them out for you. I got them. Here's mine. Philadelphia. Ready? Denver. Depending upon what happens with Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay. New England. And here's a surprise one for you. In fact, I got 2 surprise ones for you. Miami and this one right here. Don't be surprised if Atlanta makes a run for Deshaun Watson. I know. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. None. But don't be surprised if Atlanta does not send Matt Ryan to Houston for Deshaun Watson. I know that ain't on nobody's radar. I know all the football insiders, Florio, La Confora, Schefter, I know none of them are talking about that. The Texans would definitely get what they wanted with a more cleaner, no problems, he can hold it down until we get Davis Mills up and running, Matt Ryan, and Atlanta, which is a more progressive city. I said it, is a more progressive city, could survive Deshaun Watson being there. Sure could. There will not be the outcry in Atlanta. Got too much to do. Folks understand second chances. The makeup of the city. Deshaun would be fine there. He'd be fine in New England. And again, I'm not covering up for him and throwing the ladies out to the wolves. Please, let me focus on just the sporting end of it. I want the ladies to have their day in court, or to get what they feel like is a fair settlement. If they agree to a settlement, then it's a fair settlement for them. New England, Denver might be a little bit harder. Miami, I think, would be, but the Atlanta thing is something nobody's talking about, and I believe you me, that one could be interesting. Amy, Boucher, Claire, Castro, Smith, Barney, Johnson, Jones, the third says Bengals because the Brown family can't make a good decision. The Bengals better not fool with a quarterback for like 10 years. Joe Burrow, Ohio guy. I mean, listen, Joe Burrow has a chance to go in there and be everything that the Bengals haven't had since Kenny Anderson. Seriously, Joe Burrow has a chance to go into Cincinnati and be everything that the Bengals haven't had since Kenny Anderson. And I know, y'all are going to talk about Lefty. I know y'all are going to talk about Lefty. But, whatever. Can you tell I wasn't a fan of him? You know who I'm talking about? Know who I'm talking about? Bengals quarterback, played at Maryland, sits in some of the sports booths. Don't like him. But yeah, Joe Burrow should be the man in Cincinnati for a long time to come. Long time to come. Athens, Ohio boy, long time to come. Should not be anybody else. Yeah, Boomer Esiason. Boomer Esiason was never, and I've been a Cincinnati Bengal fan since the days of Kenny Anderson, Chris Myers, Anthony Munoz, Kenny Riley. I've been a Bengals fan since, day one for me. Boomer was never one of my favorites. Boomer Esiason and Forrest Gregg were the 2 worst things to me to Cincinnati. Boomer Esiason and Forrest Gregg. And I know the Green Bay Packer faithful are like, what? Forrest Gregg, we love that guy. No, we ain't love him in Cincinnati. Sam Weiss was the guy. Man, I wish he would have stayed. Jeff Blake, loved him when he was a quarterback. So anyway, yeah. No, Cincinnati needs to stay out of the Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. But anyway, keep your eye on that Atlanta situation. Keep your eye on that one. If you think about it, you know, it makes sense. If you think about it. Because what Atlanta doesn't want to do is end up in another long-term, high-dollar contract with Matt Ryan. They don't. They might not say it, but they don't. I mean, let's do what friends like Todd Malcolm like to do with guys like Russell Westbrook. How many rings does Matt Ryan have? Well, at least he got to a Super Bowl. Yeah, what did he do while there? You're up 28-3. Dude, I would have been shaking Kyle Shanahan off like he was a catcher in some traveling league baseball. I would have been like, nope, ain't running that. Nope, ain't running that. No, we're not running. In fact, we are running the ball. We ain't throwing that. No, I'm not doing, Man, whatever he says in your ear, be like, okay, thanks, coach. All right, now, here's what we're running. You up 28-3, and you end up losing that bad boy? Yeah. What has Matt Ryan done in Atlanta except be Matt Ryan? Atlanta's been to Super Bowls. They have not won it. They didn't win it with the Dirty Birds. They didn't win it with Matt Ryan. Every now and then, a new organization, with an organization with a new GM, new head coach decides, you know what? Let's try something different. Matt, we appreciate you. We're going to send you to the Houston Texans. In return, we're going to get Deshaun Watson. And let's go. I said Jamie Martin earlier. It was Jamie Newman, quarterback out of Boston College. I wish Atlanta had gotten him. Would have been a great fit. Great fit. Keith Hennig said the Super Bowl was lost on the defense. Yeah, offense helps defense, though. Be right back.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 a.m., 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama. Barack and I are so thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine because this is a deadly disease. And this vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. Getting vaccinated is safe, and it could save your life and allow us to start getting back to seeing friends and family again. We can do this. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/coronavirus.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. We get a marching band on here. What we got? Let me see what we got. I'll be right back. Stay there. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a good one. Here we go. See if y'all can tell what this is. I could almost sing it. Where's MJ Boyd? You ain't gonna hear this at an A&M game unless they play in Prairie View. Every now and then, you just got to trip. Come on. Oh, I forgot this. I forgot it. Christian radio station. I should have played "Jesus Is Mine." Yeah, that's "Trip" by LMA, and again, I got to give credit on that one. That is the Winston-Salem State University Marching Band. Winston-Salem State University Marching Band. Love that. Love that. All right, so we'll go and move Deshaun out of the way real quick. Let's get to Russell Westbrook. Let's get to Russ. Last night, Russell Westbrook passed Oscar Robertson for the most triple doubles in NBA franchise history with his 182nd triple double. In fact, on the night, he finished with 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 21 assists. That dude was dropping dimes everywhere. Now, that record that Westbrook broke stood in place for 47 years. Now, just imagine what NBA players have came along over the last 47 years. Magic, Bird, Stockton. I'm trying to find, guards or people who would have a lot of assists. Michael, Allen Iverson. I'm trying to keep going. Jason Kidd, Pete Maravich, 47 years. Yeah. And none of them were even close. LeBron, Derrick Rose, Pearl Washington, Kenny Anderson, Stephon Marbury. Any of the guards for the Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. I'm just trying to. Boston guard, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson, Kevin Johnson over on the left coast. All the guards down in Texas for the Spurs, Tony Parker, Mavericks, none of the Harper, none of them. Nobody was even close to breaking that record for 47 years. And then along came Russ Westbrook. And I think part of the problem with Russ is that people see Russell Westbrook as not a point guard. They see him as athletic. They see him as a shooting guard that's playing the point. All that may be true. But Russ took the position to a level that only one other person ever in NBA history had done. Oscar Robertson. Hall of Fame, Oscar Robertson. Who, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, does not have a ring. Let me check. Willie, I need to pay you to be on the show because, bro, You know this stuff like crazy. Oscar Robertson, does he have an NBA championship? I know he's got NCAA championships, but did he win a chip? 3-time All-Star MVP, 12 times All-Star, NBA Most Valuable Player. Okay, so he was a champion in 71. Take that back. NBA champion in 71. Let me get to my point. Just because a player doesn't win a championship does not mean that that player's individual stats and accomplishments don't count. There are tons of professional athletes that are in their respective Hall of Fames and they don't have championships. Many of them have records, but there are some that don't have championships. Some of them didn't win them in college, some of them didn't win them in their pros, but they're still, their stats and their contributions and all of that still matter. Dan Marino is definitely a good one, Keith Hennig. Are you telling me Dan Marino, none of his stats matter? None of the things that he did with NFL records, none of the things that he did, franchise records in Miami, should count because he does not have a championship? Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Patrick Ewing, those don't matter. Gary Payton, those don't matter. This society right now is just so quick to dismiss stuff, number one, that they could never do. Number two, that nobody else out of all the people that they love, and, oh, but what about this guy? What about this guy? Only two had ever done this: Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook. And I said a couple days ago, was it yesterday? I said yesterday, deal with it. Russell Westbrook is going into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Like it or not, don't think he should be in there or not, don't have any rings or not. Russell Westbrook is going into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Like as soon as he's eligible to go in. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's not arguable. It's not debatable. You can say he's not, but he is. I don't understand how sports fans can't appreciate a player's greatness without finding some reason to tear it down or to minimize it. I did not like Tom Brady, didn't like him at all. And you know what? I got to respect his game. I got to respect his accomplishments. And I'm not just talking about the chips. Tom Brady has taken quarterback play to a whole nother dimension. But because I now appreciate Tom Brady doesn't mean that I got to start hating on Joe Montana. And there are people who literally, with straight faces, will say, oh, but Joe Montana, his is different because he had Roger Craig and he had, this player and that player. And he had, the best wide receiver in the game, Jerry Rice. And he had all that stuff wrapped around. That wasn't Joe Montana's fault. And oh, yeah, by the way, some of those people, we got to know them because Joe Montana made them better. Like the same reason why we know some of the players around Tom Brady. Oh, but if Brady had had that roster, he'd have 12 championships. We'll never know. How many players had great rosters and didn't win championships? How many players had great stats and didn't win championships? Man, Russell Westbrook, what he did is amazing. Russell Westbrook, what he did last night was amazing. Not often do you have 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 21 assists. And oh, by the way, you didn't have the best player on the team with you. Bradley Beal didn't play. And they lost by 1 to a playoff-bound team, Atlanta, 125 to 124. And oh, yeah, by the way, they're still in the play-in bracket. I'm going to close with this. There was a young lady on Twitter that said it best, and I retweeted it and just pointed at it. She said, Lexi Brown, WNBA player, said, y'all can't get picked up in an LA Fitness League and talking about Westbrook is overrated. Please shut up. I'll take a break. Be right back.
Table Talk with your boy TD Blackshear every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots for Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dade Phelan. They are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas. Paid for by the Texas Justice and Education Fund.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Team Texas Tuesday. Let me give you another marching band on here real quick. And then I want to play a little clip from Russell Westbrook. Let me see what I got here. Hold on. Let me do this one. Let me do this one right here. Let's see what we got here. Let me see what we got here. Appreciate all y'all tuned in on KYOKradio.org. Little Jackson State for you. Jackson State say we're going to leave the door open. They're going to leave the door open in the Basketball Hall of Fame for Russell Westbrook. The horns are strong in the world of the HBCU marching band. What am I talking about? The horns are strong, the cymbals are strong, the flute, clarinet, and man, them drums, strong. I like it. Let me pull that down before I get in my feelings. Talk about leaving the door and getting my feelings. You know, hey girl, look, hey girl, the same door you walked out of, you can walk back in. I'm crazy. Don't mind me. All right, let me play this real quick from Russell Westbrook. This was his post-game interview, and then I also okay, hang on. I think this is it. Yeah, thank you. Let me turn it up. Turn it up, Chris. I'm about to. All right, hang on. Let me get Russ on here real quick. Post-game interview last night, courtesy of the Washington Wizards Network. Here you go.
Because I'm very confident in who I am. I'm very confident in the things I do for this game and the things I do on the floor. And I take a lot of pride in going out and preparing myself, being one of the most consistent guys in this league. You know, it's a tough thing to be able to do, and I want to be able to give that comfort to my coaches, to my organization, to when they call my number, they know what they're going to get. And, you know, as simple as that for me, through the good, through the bad, the ugly. Always stay true to myself, stay true to who I am, and I'll never change because I've been blessed with the ability to be able to play this game at a level that nobody else can play it at, and I won't stop until you know, I can't play no more.
Y'all got to just be quiet. Y'all just got to be quiet. That dude wasn't trying to be, you know, braggadocious. You know, that dude was just out there humble, put in his work, and reached a milestone that nobody else had reached other than Oscar Robertson. Let me see something real quick. NBA. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see who this was. Hold on, somebody's calling me to see. Stay right there. Hello, you live on the lunch break. Who's this?
AJ, it's Todd.
Yeah, man. You know what? What's going on, bro? How you? I'm checking on you. I'm checking on Bob Baffert, and I'm checking on Kim Mulkey. Y'all all right?
Man, I got caught about this Russell Westbrook thing.
Okay, come get it.
Man, AJ. Listen, Russell Westbrook, people see how hard he plays, and they feel bad about critiquing his game. I've been saying this for years on him. Two things can be true at the same time.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, him and LeBron are the two best athletes of all time in the NBA.
Okay.
Am I wrong? So I'm going to tell you the positives. Him and Russ are probably the two best athletes we've ever seen in NBA history. That's my opinion. Okay? There could be some others, but I don't think there's any two out there that are two better athletes than him that's ever played the game.
Okay.
He never cheats you on effort. But I've always been a guy that the stats don't matter if you're not winning. And there's a reason he's on the Washington Wizards and Kevin Durant, if he's healthy, Kevin Durant that is, will be competing for a title this year. And I think where those two guys' career is right now is kind of a microcosm of the two differences.
All right, hold on. I got to stop you right there because clearly you don't know why Russell Westbrook is in Washington. Clearly you don't know.
Well, I giving you my opinion.
Okay, all right. So let me just help you with your opinion on that. He's in Washington because he wanted out of Houston, and there was not a lot of places that they could trade him with that salary. And one of the only teams that had a player with a similar salary was Washington, and a guy coming off of 2 serious injuries in John Wall. It wasn't like they could have traded him to LA, and he wanted to go home and play in LA for either the Lakers or the Clippers. Couldn't make that work. Wanted to go to a contender. Couldn't make that work. Probably Houston chose not to make that work because they was already mad that he wanted his way out of Houston. So he's in Washington because the money worked, not because he's not a good player.
No. And I'm not saying that. You're right. The money's got to work. It's basically one bad contract for another, right?
Absolutely.
John Wall's got a bad contract. And when I say bad contract, they got contracts. They're hard to move, right? So Washington was trying to get rid of Wall because of the contract. Houston was trying to do the same thing, and that's why it was an even swap as far as the contracts work. But I had a debate with a friend of mine who lives in California. He was telling me how Steph was tearing it up earlier in the year, right? And I said, well, what does it really matter if you can't make the playoffs? Or if you can't really do anything in the playoffs? So I've never really understood the triple-double as far as, because all you got to get is on the point side is 10 points, right? Which that's never been real impressive to me. Now, the rebounds and the assists or blocks, if you can get in there, that's more impressive. But if you don't have the wins to back up all that stuff, it's kind of like Michael Jordan told, I think, the Warriors owner, right? 73 wins doesn't mean anything without that chip.
All right, but Todd, come on, let's come back to earth real quick. So you telling me that you've been a former coach, if you got a player that gave his all in every facet of the game, and on the offensive end, points, rebounds, that's offense and defense, and assists, you telling me that if you don't win that game, you would not acknowledge that player gave his all in the game?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
So, like I said, I think people take that. I'm not hating on Russell. I respect Russell. I've seen how that guy works out and trains in the off season. I've seen who he trains with. He's a monster. I mean, I can't take none of that. He gives effort like Kevin Garnett used to. That's who he reminds me of. But I don't want him on my team in crunch time. If someone said, Todd, you could only have Derek Fisher in the fourth quarter, I'm just giving you one example. Or Rondo, or Russ, who are you going to take? I say, give me Fisher and give me Rondo. They're going to play winning basketball down the stretch.
Wow. So I'll throw this out, then I want to read some names to you real quick. I'll throw this out. Russell Westbrook is one of the guys, and I'm not, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so I'm being sensitive, but I got to be factual. Russell Westbrook is one of the guys who unfortunately has had to play with 2 of the most emotional guys, talented, but literally allowed their emotions to affect their ability to play in big time moments of the game. He got Kevin Durant before Kevin matured into who he is today, and mature might be a loose word for him. He got James Harden, and oh, by the way, Harden, we still don't know if he's matured because they're winning in Brooklyn right now. But if Brooklyn hit a rough patch and wasn't in playoff contention, I bet you would see a lot of what we saw in Houston out of James Harden. Guess what? That's not Russell Westbrook's fault. Somebody's got to take shots down the stretch. Somebody's got to try and get the ball and give them other opportunities to score. There were shots that Kevin Durant turned down in Oklahoma. There were times when Kevin Durant checked out in Oklahoma in meaningful playoff games. That's not Russell Westbrook's fault that he stepped up and at least tried to shoot the ball. There were times when Durant would throw him the ball with no time left on the clock, shot clock. And what did he have to do? throw up junk. And folks killed him for that. He rushed back way too soon from an injury in the bubble last year to try to help the Rockets be great. And you know who was angry about it? James Harden. So I'm sorry, I don't see Russell the same way you do. And oh yeah, by the way, triple-double wise, Todd, if it was no big deal, then why is it that only two people have done it? 182 and 181. And then you got Magic at 138. You got Jason Kidd at 107. You got LeBron James at 99. You got Wilt Chamberlain at 78. You got Larry Bird at 59. You got James Harden at 58. Nikolai Joker at 56. Fat Lever, Luka Doncic. So are you telling me those guys they just padded their stats?
One thing I noticed about Russ, he didn't play this way at all during his first 8 years in the league, and he changed it up.
Bro, I don't think you paid attention back then. They went to a whole NBA Finals.
AJ, you know I watch hoop, and they lost.
But that's what I'm saying. They went to an NBA Finals. Todd, tell me how many teams have been to the finals in the last 10 years.
I hear you. We just see it different. We just see it. I don't see. He's never going to say this publicly. His first 8 years, he wasn't playing the way he's playing now. And I think specifically he plays to get triple-double. If LeBron wanted to get a triple-double every night, he could. And I'm going to steal a line from Magic Johnson when they had him on Undisputed one time. When LeBron lost, I believe it was the year, it was the year he lost to the Warriors in the finals when Kevin Love got hurt and Kyrie, right? LeBron, I think, almost averaged a triple-double. And Magic Johnson said it really doesn't matter if you don't win the ring. So Skipper Shannon was asking, what's the best way to play? He goes, the best way to play is to win a championship. And they're asking him, well, what did you think of his stats? He said, it doesn't matter if you don't win a championship.
I mean, Todd, I get it. The highest accomplishment is winning a championship. But a person's accomplishments matter whether they win a chip or not. And, I mean, we talking about it like we got 88 triple-doubles ourselves. We don't. It ain't just because we've never done it don't mean it's easy. Just because he makes it look easy don't mean it is. And again, that man gives us all out on the court. I've seen him working out. I've seen him rehabilitating. I've seen him, give us all. And I'm not going to minimize something that only two dudes in NBA history out of all the players, and two dudes have done it in 47 years. Man, you got to learn how to appreciate that, bro. You got to learn how to appreciate that.
I mean, AJ, I appreciate his effort. The triple-double stat, even prior to Westbrook, I've never been impressed with it because you only got to get 10 points. I mean, so to me, I'll give you an idea. Skip Bayless loves QBR. I'm not a fan of QBR.
Yeah, neither am I. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying, but in the facets of the game, I gave you at least 10. I gave you at least 10 rebounds, and I gave you at least 10 assists. Bruh, that's something. That's something. And what Russ did last night was more than 10, Doc. 28, 13, and 21. Come on, man. Come on, Todd. You better than that. Hold that thought, man. Let me hit this quick break. I'll be right back with Todd Malcolm right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
When Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to the Capitol, he took an old friend, Jim Crow. Now old Jim Crow sits on Patrick's shoulder, calling the shots for Patrick and Governor Greg Abbott and Speaker Dade Phelan. They are pushing racist Jim Crow-style voting laws that steal our rights, prop up white supremacists, and tear down our democracy. They want to turn the clock back, way back to a century ago when Jim Crow and white supremacists controlled our lives, ruined our lives, took our lives. They say it's reform and ballot security, but we know better. It's discrimination and racist voter suppression. We won't go back. We won't let Dan Patrick and the racists he walks with steal our votes and destroy our country. Call 512-463-0001. Tell Dan Patrick to get Jim Crow off his shoulder and end his racist attacks on Texas.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. About to wrap it up. Let me get Todd back on. Todd, sorry about that. Had to pay them bills. But go ahead. You were saying.
So I want to transition a little bit. Who you got coming out of the East and the West if the playoffs started today?
Oh man, it's a good question. I got to tell you, I like Philly more than I like Brooklyn.
Okay.
And if I had to pick another team, I would actually slide either Miami or Milwaukee up there before I put Brooklyn up there.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking. I think Brooklyn. I think Milwaukee can beat Brooklyn. I think the Sixers potentially could too. The West, I got the Jazz. I know that sounds like a crazy pick because a lot of times people don't pick, smaller market teams. But if Donovan Mitchell's healthy, I got the Jazz coming out the West. And the only reason I'm saying that is because the Lakers have just been snake bitten by so many injuries. And then the East, I'm going to say Bucks or Sixers.
Yeah, over in the West, until somebody beats the Lakers, it's the Lakers for me. But I'm with you. The Jazz might finally be built right to get it done. And I think Quinn Snyder is smart enough to do it. I think Gobert, I think Mitchell, I think, that team that they've got constructed might be good enough to get it done. Conley, I think that team might be constructed well enough to get it done. But until somebody beats the Lakers, it's the Lakers for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always thought with championship teams, you got to have two things. You got to have a veteran ball club, right?
Yep.
You got to have three things: veteran ball club. You got to have chemistry, and you got to prevent the big injuries, right? And have the chemistry. You've got to be healthy probably the last two months of the season, in my opinion, where you can kind of build that cohesiveness. They're going to be trying to do this on the fly, kind of with Drummond in there and guys coming in and out. So they got to do the best they can.
Yeah.
I mean, if LeBron could pull this off, this may be his best masterpiece yet, just because of the injury situation. I know the bubble thing was impressive, but just with the addition of Drummond, AD being out for a long time, LeBron having the ankle injury the late in the year, coming back from that, and the high ankle sprain. It's the high ankle sprain part of it that makes me nervous about the ankle.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, man, I'm agreeing with you all the above, but what I can't do What I can't do is as long as he's breathing, and if they make it into playoffs, dude, I gotta give them some love.
What do you think about Drummond now? You think Drummond a bad fit for the Lakers? A lot of media experts says he clogs the paint, slow defensively. What do you see when you watch him play?
I haven't quite seen him get comfortable, and it almost makes it seem like what they were saying about him in Detroit Cleveland was true, that he was somewhat washed. He definitely didn't have the rejuvenation that Blake Griffin and some of the other cats that went to Brooklyn had. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge looked like, he was on whatever Bob Baffert's horse was on. He was a whole different dude until he got hurt. So I don't know, man. I don't know if Drummond is going to be able to get it together come playoff time. But I say again, LeBron James, in whatever condition LeBron James is in, until he's out and his team goes with him, that dude has done it before with less. So we'll see.
What else you hear? What other sports topics were you chopping up before I called in?
Oh, we were just talking about, possibly Deshaun settling his cases out of court and ending up, I know they're talking about him ending up in Philly. I threw out, several teams. I threw out Philly. I threw out Denver. I threw out possibly Miami. And then I threw a surprise in there. And that's Atlanta. The Falcons don't want to be committed to Matt Ryan on another long-term big dollar deal. And if that's the case, man, they can get out from under it by shipping him to Houston and getting Deshaun in Atlanta, because, new head coach, new GM there, they might be looking to change the direction. So we'll see about that. And then, of course, I threw Green Bay in there, depending upon what happens with Aaron Rodgers. So that's what we're talking about.
Yes, okay. Let me ask you about Aaron Rodgers. How do you see that playing out?
I really feel like Rodgers might end up getting out of there. I know that Jordan Love is not quite ready to go, so I see Green Bay making a move for a quarterback, franchise quarterback type team that's willing to do that and move, their quarterback for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if they'd be willing to go Drew Lock for Aaron Rodgers, but the whole Denver thing is reportedly legitimate. But I really kind of feel like if what we're hearing about Aaron Rodgers is true, and again, nobody's heard from Aaron Rodgers. I think Mark Schlereth is the only guy that I've heard from that has talked to Aaron Rodgers, and he came out and basically said that Aaron is not upset about the Jordan Love draft pick. He knows that they have to draft for the future. And, oh, yeah, by the way, no rookie is going to come in and outplay Aaron Rodgers. So, he's not that shallow. It's been more of the way that they've handled things, in the front office, or better yet, haven't handled things in the front office that has Aaron Rodgers wanting to get out of there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm not sure how that'll play out. He's got a couple years left on his deal, but the Packers may eventually part ways and move. It's interesting how it seems like it's going to end badly, kind of like it did with Brett at the end, right?
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. It's like, what happens in Green Bay that they don't know how to transition on from a franchise quarterback to, the next generation. And you can't blame that on Mike McCarthy. He ain't there. So it's clearly something in the Green Bay front office.
Yeah, I wonder what the because Aaron Rodgers is almost 38, right?
Yeah. Somebody said 33 the other day. No, Doc, he's 37, about to be 38.
Yeah, so I wonder what the package, Green Bay. I thought about this. Tell me what you think of this. Let's say the Niners called them, right, and say, look, we'll give you is it Trey Lance? Is that how you say his last name?
Trey Lance, yep.
Look, we'll give you Trey Lance and couple picks for Aaron Rodgers. Would you do that deal?
No, because first of all, if I'm San Francisco, I'm not doing that deal, because 37, about to be 38, no guarantee he's going to have Tom Brady, Drew Brees shelf life, and even Drew Brees didn't have Tom Brady like shelf life. And I know everybody talk about the injury, but I don't know if Drew Brees had it in him minus the injury. So I say that to say you're trading away your future for your right now. And oh yeah, by the way, where do you go after Aaron Rodgers can't play now that you've given Trey Lance away?
Yeah, so I guess the thing that's tough is like, okay, you got a guy 38. How much time does Aaron Rodgers seems relatively healthy, right? So if a guy's going to play, let's say 3 years, it's not like Deshaun, where Deshaun's got the majority of his career ahead of him, right?
Right.
You got Aaron Rodgers, you got like a small window where you're guessing how many good years left. What, 2, 3, maybe?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. If it's Deshaun for Aaron Rodgers, I do that because you got Deshaun for the next 10 possibly. Aaron, whether he plays 3, 4, 5, he's just holding the spot until you get Davis Mills or somebody else up and running. But you don't trade away your future for Aaron Rodgers.
Man, last question, I'll let you go. What's your best prediction for opening day starter for the Texans at quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor?
Yeah.
Do you think they make any kind of move between now and then? Can they do anything?
Yeah, they can. They could have done something before. There were other things like a $40 million dead cap hit, dead money hit. And again, Aaron Rodgers, I don't think has the money equivalent to what Deshaun was going to get that hadn't kicked in yet. Their best chance is to try and just move on and take whatever hit that they're going to take now that they've got their roster in place. They've got their draft picks. I don't know who's all signed and not signed, but if you're going to do something that's going to hurt for a minute, now's the time to do it.
I would try to, I'll leave you with this. If I were them, I would try to call Miami, put a deal together to get Tua and something else if they can get it back. Because at least getting a talented quarterback back in exchange. That
was going to be the plan before the draft. That was one of the legitimate options before the draft for, sending them to Miami, getting that draft pick back that they gave away for Tunsil and get Tua. But I don't know if Miami is one of the teams that is interested in going with Deshaun Watson, given what's going on. Philly is supposedly still interested. There's some other teams that are reportedly interested, especially if he settles these cases and they can kind of guesstimate what the league is going to do. Because, Roger Goodell may take him off the field for an extended period of time. So, the team's got to have a quarterback in place now because they might not have Deshaun for 8 to maybe 17 games.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. AJ, I won't keep you, man. Great show as always.
All right, brother. Always appreciate you, Todd. Be safe out there. Tell sis I said hey.
Okay. Thanks, man.
All right, y'all. Good way to end the show. Always love, good-spirited debate. Even if we don't agree, I love being able to talk it through without, it getting out of hand. And that's what I love about the listeners here on the lunch break. Let me get Sybil Wilkes in here to kind of wrap it up. And then I'll be back tomorrow, Lord say the same, with Winning Wednesday. I don't rush the whole week already. Winning Wednesday tomorrow. We'll give you a chance to win some of those Luther barbecue certificates and other stuff. But as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wear your mask where you're supposed to. Wash your hands as you should. And when you see that racism, do me a favor, kill it. Not the person, but the racism.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Following what some officials consider a disappointing April jobs report, the Federal Treasury Department is hoping to boost the economy. They're set to distribute $350 billion to local and state governments, marking the beginning of the program that is a substantial part of President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief program. The funds are to help workers, small businesses, and industries affected by the pandemic-related downturn and to help pay for public health expenses. Voting rights legislation will be front and center this week as a comprehensive voting rights and election overhaul bill faces the Senate Rules Committee. Democrats say the goal of the bill, called the For the People Act, is to impose a national standard for voting rights, which have recently been under attack, especially by GOP-led state lawmakers. The act would include adding millions of Americans to the rolls with automatic voter registration and relaxing same-day registration mandates. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I sincerely hope y'all enjoyed the show. You know, I always enjoy it with you. So, as always, not this, definitely this. Y'all be safe out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.